Hey everyone, welcome back to another, it's going to be a heck of an episode of the Retro Gamers Podcast, episode number 257. Larry here.
And I'm tired.
Already, just with the review.
Anthony
and we don't know where he's going to end up. He's either next to us or above us, or he might have the Alice position.
I think right now I'm on top, so I like being on top, so that's okay.
Our good friend Charles back on the show. Oh.
Hello, Charles, and just for your information, on my screen, you're on the bottom.
That means I don't have to do any work then. Well, good morning, gentlemen. I am tired also, so I understand, Anthony, because I'm only waking up right about now also. Thank you again for having me. Anthony, congratulations on running the marathon.
Thank you very much.
And I don't know why any sane person would want to do that. Larry, congratulations on your 100th episode for Better Half.
Thank you.
Yep, and just so you know, there is no sane reason to run 26 miles. I've learned my lesson twice now.
You obviously didn't learn it the first time.
No,
you did it again.
No, because too much time went by, and I'm like, I could do this again. Yeah, and I did.
LA's like a straight shot. This one he had to turn and curve and everything.
Yeah, well, there were lots of bridges and hills, and I didn't realize that 5 boroughs were that hilly. And whoever designed the 59th Street Bridge, I just want to tell you right now, if they weren't dead, because I'm sure they are by now, they should be shot.
He probably was. And that's how we're starting this week's episode, with cultural history of New York City.
But anyway, I think it's safe to say, Larry, though, we have a lot to cover today. This is a jam-packed episode.
We made a mistake recording this week. We should have taken off for the holiday.
Yeah, we absolutely should have. We couldn't say that we were full with Thanksgiving turkey a few days early.
Well, we can look at it as a special holiday episode since it's so jam-packed.
I'd rather just be pre-stuffed.
This is true.
Yeah.
So
and I got to work on Thanksgiving, so my Thanksgiving meal is going to be like halal cart special from Union Square.
Ooh. Falafel for you.
Good. Yeah. We have no time to waste, actually, so we got to get right into everything.
We're going to jump right into this.
Folks, if you hate when we go off on a tangent, this is going to be it on the tangent for the rest of the episode, hopefully.
Yes, we are going to stay focused, which is something Larry doesn't know how to do.
What are you talking about? That is untrue. Hey, did you see what on the news? No. Actually, speaking of news, we got to talk.
I want you to read off every pop vinyl you have behind you.
In alphabetical order or in numerical order?
No, in date of release. Date of release.
I got my moon pie.
Why is that even a pop?
Because it is.
The moon pie. Sorry. All right. Let's get back to Earth. Okay.
Let's get into it, and let's start with some depressing news, shall we? Why not? We're gonna break you down, and then we're gonna build you up, and then probably break you down again.
Yeah, not exactly retro news, but this is definitely the big news that's hitting the waves this past week about the revelations of the CEO of Activision Blizzard. So apparently, Wall Street Journal put out an article talking about constant notices of harassment, sexual harassment at Activision Blizzard, dating all the way back to 2006. So it is the 15th anniversary of when harassments.
All right, there we go. Madman, folks. We're gonna madman this whole thing. How are you pronouncing that company's name?
Activision Blizzard.
Activation, isn't it Activision?
I'm sorry, I'm saying Activation. Jeez,
you are saying
Activision Blizzard.
I was like, what indie company do we not care about?
I told you, I am 3 hours behind you, and I'm very tired. So I'm doing the best that I can with what I have.
You're in LA again. I forgot about that. So I can keep track of you.
So anyway, Activision Blizzard,
like WandaVision. Okay,
like WandaVision. Activision. I'm sorry, Activision Blizzard. And again, we shouldn't be laughing at this because it's actually a very serious situation. Dating back 15 years. 15 years of harassment, sexual harassment. On last week, about 150 employees, I think, or at least 150 employees, staged a walkout demanding that the CEO of the company resign. There's a petition online now signed by over 1,600 people asking for the CEO to step down. And we're not talking just simple, we're talking things of there are sexual harassment charges. There are charges that the CEO at one point threatened to kill his
Ooh.
assistant
There you go.
on a voicemail.
You don't hear that? Oh, all right. Well, that is totally his fault. That is ridiculous.
There are reports of an employee who would sign his emails. You know, your signature on your emails. The signature on his email was 1-800-ALLCOCK. And
all right. No, I don't believe any of this. Is this true?
Apparently went on for years. Went on for years before they finally went after him and removed and fired him. And then on top of it, there have also been, and this is the worst part of it, there have also been charges of rape.
Okay, so well that that obviously
a lot of serious, and I'm not saying that's not against the CEO. That I'm just talking about generally overall. But terrible news coming out of Activision Blizzard. And now because of how heinous the charges are, or the supposed charges, whatever you want to say at this point. Sony and Microsoft have both felt the need to speak out and saying that they are reviewing their relationships with Activision Blizzard. So any Activision Blizzard game may be affected moving forward, depending on what Sony and Microsoft decide to do. So this is a big deal. This is a very big deal.
I you know, it's funny. I must have misread the way that article was, because I thought I thought Phil Spencer was going to kind of step in to almost not take over Activision Blizzard, but to like help them to get in the positive direction of all this. I want to call that phone number. I'm curious what that's all about. But this is that Activision Blizzard is Blizzard, I guess, is regretting merging with them at this point. So,
and you know, it's once you hear the allegations, no matter what it is, it's very hard to get rid of them, even if they're not true. Now, everyone should be presumed innocent until proven guilty.
Yep.
And you know, and proof needs to be required also. But if everything that is alleged happened, that is definitely a sign of a very broken organization.
Yep.
You know.
Well, and that's why that's why they're going after the CEO, because obviously who do you go after? You go after the
the buck stops there at the top. You know,
cut the head off the snake.
Basically,
or
you
the Godfather
that voicemail saved, or if you still have that email, you know, even if you just
the voicemail, I want to hear that voicemail. It reminds me of like a Mr. Burns type thing.
Yeah,
like exactly. You get me that Call of Duty, or I will kill you.
Yeah, basically.
That is phenomenal.
If you have a screenshot of that email signature, I mean, then the person's done. There's just no room for that, no place for that. It doesn't matter who you are, who you decide to be with or whatnot. There is no place for that anywhere, whether it be at the workplace or at home. And if anybody has to deal with that, you know, they should seek out the proper help to get through it and whatnot, and, you know, fry the people who are harassing them or making their lives miserable. There's just no tolerance for that. And I think that's something the three of us can agree on.
Yeah, absolutely none. And of course, the CEO has come out and stated that the Wall Street Journal story that was printed was inaccurate and misleading. So
of course, he's trying to save face.
It's not right. It sounds like there might be a little bit of a fight that's going to happen here. So I'm curious to see what happens with this. But I'm more curious to see. Obviously, all the stuff that happened there was heinous, but what Sony and Microsoft are actually going to do to throw their own weight around to try and influence this. Because let's face it, that's, you know, if they do anything, you know, against Activision Blizzard, it's going to be influence. You know what I mean? That will influence what happens.
We might see Halo Chief in the next Call of Duty.
Yes. That's what's
Master Chief, excuse me, Master Chief.
Yeah, just destroying everybody in Call of Duty.
Well, like Charles said, you know, innocent until proven guilty. You know, we'll see how much. The voicemail and the email, you can't really. You get a little tough to fight unless the guy's selling chickens. You never know. Maybe the guy's selling chickens. You know, you got to see. God help me, I'm trying to make this lively.
This is one topic I think we're okay not making this one lively. What I think we should say at this point is, we'll see how the story unfolds, and let's move on.
This was a different podcast. We'd have fun
mess around with. It isn't.
All right. So we're moving on.
Well, you know what? We're going to move on to some more gripes that people have against companies. So you know what? Let's continue the trend.
Who has gripes? Nobody around here. Oh wait, I have gripes.
I don't think you've been as violated, but at least we can discuss what your concerns are. And you live streamed last night for a short period of time and had some trouble live streaming.
I did. I decided to live stream the Polymega because, you know, for those of you who don't know, I received it on my birthday, which was like I was very happy. Awesome birthday gift.
Very fishy about that one.
Yeah, exactly. Funny how that worked out. Literally arrived in the middle of a meeting. I was on call with my boss, and I hear the thud by the door, and I'm like, I cut myself out of the meeting. I said, I gotta go for a second, and I just ran off. And I'm
delivery guy threw it towards your door.
Well, I just wanted to make sure priorities, of course. But anyway, so I got the Polymega. We did the unboxing, and then I left for 2 weeks because I went to New York, did the marathon. I had a work trip right after that. So I wanted to take the opportunity to live stream it because it's like, oh, this is great. So I copied all of my CD-based games to the Polymega, the ones that copied. So gripe number one, they say about 10% of the games don't copy. I must have a good number of that 10% because I'd probably say a good maybe 8 to 10 games did not copy.
Really?
Yeah. So like a good number.
Were they? Go ahead.
Question. The first question that comes out of my mind is, are the discs damaged that they won't copy? Because I'm sure that could be possible. It would be helpful, and I have to look this up. I haven't yet. If Polymega had a list of the games that don't copy, because if they say about 10% don't copy, they should know which ones. I would think with all the time in development, they would have tested every game on this system. But
yeah.
I have to look that up. So that's a little bit of a gripe, but again, they warn you about that. Totally understand. Second thing, and this is also something that's probably a user error, and I have to figure it out. My wireless controller does not work wirelessly, and I know I didn't get involved. I really didn't read into it because I was too busy playing. So I'm like, I'm just going to play and I'll worry about it later. So I got to do some research on the controller and making it wireless, because I looked to see if there was like if I had to put batteries in it or something. It doesn't look like that. So got to figure that part out.
Okay.
But the most concerning issue I'm having with it, and this happened while I was live streaming. So I decided to play Amazing Spider-Man versus Kingpin on Sega CD.
Okay.
I have never played that game before. So it's like,
great
cool.
game.
I was like, cool. I'll play through Spider-Man. I'll beat it. I'll add it to my 2021 challenge list. But then while I'm playing it, the game freezes. But I'm not playing off the disc.
So you were playing off the ROM.
I was playing off the ROM on the Polymega. Game froze, and not only did it freeze, two things happened. One, I started the disc, and there's a story right before you get into the game, because that was the whole thing with Sega CD. It's like, oh, we can add animation, we can tell story.
It was actually really cool, yeah.
Yeah, so the story got stuck on repeat at the beginning of the game. So it was like, it was saying the same line over and over again, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, this is weird. I shut the game, turned it on again, and then it ran through fine. And I'm like, okay, that was weird. But then while I was in the middle of playing a board, the whole game just froze. And I'm like,
yeah, that's ugly.
Yeah, I'm like, that's a huge problem if games are going to do that, especially when you've copied them already. You know what I mean? Like, I've copied the entire disc. It should just run off the hard drive. So that was one issue. And then the second issue was I decided to play Devil Dice because I love that game. Devil Dice is awesome. Turn on Devil Dice. I get the first it has a quote at the beginning. Like, the first screen that pops up is this short quote.
Never load into the Polymega.
But that's what I'm going to change it to. But the quote comes up on the screen, and that's all that happens. It literally sits on the quote. So I'm like, okay. I was like, clearly something's going on here. So I'm going to have to do a bit of a deeper dive. There will be emails to Polymega. And you know how I get when I email companies about issues.
Yes, because I need you to email a couple companies for me.
Yeah, I'm looking at you, Paul.
Is that still an issue?
No. That was resolved. I told you. I emailed the CEO.
Oh, that's right. You're like, my cousin did something like that. Here we go, tangent. My cousin needed a rental, it wasn't a U-Haul, but it was like a third party, and they screwed up the order, and the truck wasn't available, and it was the day of moving.
Oh wow!
And my cousin actually goes, I want to speak with the owner of the company. He made X number of dollars last year. He can afford to get a truck over here. Like, he listed the guy's revenue from the year before to be like, you're getting this stuff from here to here on your company dime.
But did it
The
work?
guy's like, yeah, he's like, how do you even get access to these records? But all right, so controller don't work. A downloaded game don't work. A disc. Oh, Devil Dice, was it off disc? I'm sorry if you mentioned
No, that was off hard drive.
Okay, so did you replace? Like, did you install a new hard drive into it yet? You know how it's expandable?
I did install an SSD. So,
You did? Okay.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
the games are on the SSD. So what I did was I was trying to figure out. I go, is it the drive or is it the game? I played through Bust a Groove.
Bust a Groove.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I played through a full game of that on stream, and that had no issue at all. So, and that was probably takes about a half an hour to get through that.
How big of a hard drive did you get?
1 terabyte.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it says Polymega says it can hold up to I think they've tested up to 4 terabytes on it.
Okay.
So not that I need 4 terabytes for the for games,
Polymega, man, be prepared because you are in trouble.
Yeah.
Makes you glad you didn't get yours, Larry, doesn't it?
Yeah,
You know-
my emails are epic, so that's all I'm going to say.
All I gotta say is I cancel my Polymega and I end up spending more money on everything, the systems that Anthony is talking about. But at least my Kingpin plays in an original Sega CD. So
Yeah, but you play it off disc.
I do play it off disc, yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, I could conceivably play it off disc if I want to and see if the same thing happens. So, but the point of the Polymega is to copy it and play it off the hard drive.
No, the point of the Polymega is to have all these wonderful systems in one.
Well, that too. But I want it on the hard drive so I don't have to go get the disc all the time.
Charles, who's right?
I give this one to Larry.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I never win. Yes.
I can't. That's just so unfair.
You just said.
Wait,
you
hold
didn't
on,
try.
Charlie. You're not coming in anymore. Something's going on. Wait. How do I boot him? Let's see.
Trust me, it's going to be the only win I get in 2021 against them. So
That's very true.
You're welcome.
Although we'll talk about one of those later.
all right.
Let's continue.
Well, at least that's your only gripe for a system, Anthony, right? I can't imagine you have an issue with anything else.
Well, now that you bring it up.
Oh, get this man some chocolate.
Look, this is my episode to complain, Larry. Okay, what do you want from me? I never complain. I never.
I walk out?
No. The airing previous is it until Festivus, and we don't have a Festivus poll. So now we're gonna have to do a Festivus episode where we can all grieve.
Okay. Well, but I can't wait till Festivus. Okay, this is Turkeyvis. Okay, so I'll give it a Turkeyvis gripe. Okay. Moving on. So yes, there is another gripe from this wonderful week, or the last 2 weeks, I should actually say, because as everybody knows, on November 12th, The Legend of Zelda Game and Watch was officially released. Larry, you got yours, right? 'Cause you showed it. There it is. And Charlie, you got yours.
And once again, I beat both you guys to it.
You did get it. You didn't open it yet?
What's that?
You didn't open it yet?
Of course I did.
Oh, okay. It looked like it was shiny, so I thought it still had the plastic.
The sleeve.
The sleeve is fine. Well, see, I wouldn't know that because I didn't get my Zelda Game and Watch.
Why not? So hold on, let's do this. Charles, where did you get yours?
What's that?
Where did you get yours?
I got mine at Best Buy, Stroudsville, Pennsylvania, the morning. Oh,
So you physically picked it up.
yeah, I beat you guys to it again.
Okay. I got mine.
Yeah.
I got mine delivered via Best Buy. Now, granted, technically I did get it day of. I just wasn't home that weekend. So I didn't actually have it in hand until I got home that weekend. But mine was delivered that Friday.
Okay.
Right? No.
I still won.
Yeah.
I still win. That's the only reason I'm here, because I beat you guys again.
Where's yours?
Well, see, normally I don't have an issue when I get stuff. This is what I would call a Larry problem. So
Wow. What? There's a lot of categories under that. So you better find the right subdivision.
This is the non-adult version of a
Fair
Larry
enough.
problem.
Okay.
How's that? Is that better?
That's even accurate, but terrible. Go ahead.
So I ordered mine from GameStop because I still try to give GameStop some love. I made a little money off of them thanks to the whole meme. Thanks to the meme thing this year on the stock market. I made a little money off of them. So I'm like, let me give you some love. So I pre-ordered it from GameStop the first day of pre-order. Mm-hmm. Okay. I get an email on November 8th saying your package has shipped. Great. November 8th, November 12th, I'll definitely get it, day of. November 12th shows up, and then I'm like, where it doesn't show up. I go online to look up the Game and Watch. So I'm like, oh shoot. I was like, I gave them my friend's address because at the time I was living with my friend in California. Because I'm like, okay. I was like, so if anything, so I send him a message. I'd be like, hey, be on the lookout for a package today. I'm like, I ordered something months ago, but I gave them your address. He's like, cool. And then we were actually doing lunch the next day. So I'm just like, just bring it with you the next day. So he comes up, we have lunch. He's like, yeah. He's like, I never got a package. I'm like, okay, I go and I'm like, what's going on? I go back to the website and it says, it has a FedEx tracking and it says at carrier facility awaiting pickup. I'm like, okay, so FedEx hasn't picked it up yet. I'll wait. Fine. I'll wait a couple of days. I go, because the bottom line is, I go, when I get this thing, I'm not opening it anyway. It's just going to go on my shelf because I'm sorry. Look, you can see the Mario one
I'm
right here.
I'm staring at it while you talk.
Here, and it's not open and it will never be opened. There you go.
Downstairs.
So anyway, again, time goes by. I'm busy with work and everything like that. Now it's a week later. Now it's this past week. And I'm like, I still don't have this thing. So I call up GameStop. I'm like, hey, I ordered this in June. I pre-ordered it in June. It's paid for. Where is it? They're like, oh, well, FedEx hasn't picked it up yet. I go, yeah. But it's 10 days later. Why hasn't FedEx picked up? All they got to do is grab the box and go. It's like,
it's still sitting on a boat in the Pacific outside LA Harbor.
Well, no. So they're like, yeah. So I'm like, so they basically tell me, they'll be like, well, we're gonna contact the warehouse, blah blah blah. If you don't see an email from me in 24 hours, call us back. So 24 hours go by, I get no email. So I call them back. I get somebody else, obviously, at GameStop. I'm like, hey, what is going on with this thing? It's been a week and a half. And he's like, first thing he says, he looks at it, he's like, whoa, dude. He's like, you ordered this a long time ago. And I'm like, I go, yeah. I go,
clearly talking to the shift manager.
I know. I'm like, yeah. I go, it's called a pre-order. And he's like, okay. So he's like looking it up, and I'm like, yeah. I go, why isn't it getting picked up? And he's like, yeah. He's like, oh, I don't understand. He's like, FedEx just has to pick it up. And then he's like, oh, and I'm like, what? I go, literally, I'm like, this guy's like at a Bill and Ted or something. He's like, this is in the Nevada warehouse. And I'm like, and what does that mean? He's like, oh yeah. He's like, that warehouse is like so short staffed and everything. He's like, yeah. He's like, there are tons of delays coming out of the Nevada warehouse.
Awesome.
So he's like, let me cancel it and get you another one. And then I yell at him on the phone. I was like, don't do that. I was like, because I told him flat out, I was like, don't do that. I go, your website says you're sold out. And then, oh, yeah. He's like, you can't get this thing. I'm like, I know. I was like, that's why I pre-ordered it 5 months ago.
It's like the episode of Seinfeld when he rented the car. That's the purpose of a reservation, to hold the car.
Yeah. Exactly. So I was like, that's why I ordered it 5 months ago. So he's like, yeah. He's like, well, he's like, I'm really sorry. He's like, what you can do is you can keep the you can hold on to it and it'll get to you when it gets to you. And he's like, and you can go, if you buy another one, you can cancel the order. I was like, well, I can't buy another one. It's sold out. So don't cancel the pre-order. I was like, don't cancel the pre-order. So at least I'll get one. Then he was very nice. He's like, I'm going to refund your shipping because clearly that didn't happen.
There you go. I was like, got something.
I was like,
all right.
I was like, well, thank you. I was like, so my at the end of the day, even though the shipping was free, so I got.
After. They meant before.
No.
Like, you got free shipping. I'm going to refund that to you.
No. I got free shipping on the Game and Watch.
That's what I thought.
But he still refunded me $10 for shipping.
Nice. I hope he doesn't listen to the show because then you're getting charged $10.
No, absolutely not. Because to be honest with you, if they take any longer, they're going to send it to me for free because I am going to send another email. I got a lot of emails to write this week.
Oh,
and then I will
man.
have a very happy Thanksgiving because I will give thanks for my free Game and Watch, and I will give thanks for the new Polymega I'm going to get because this one's not working. So yeah, so the drama for the Game and Watch continues now. Black Friday's this week, so I'm going to keep an eye out and see if I can grab it somewhere else just to make sure that I have one.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Or maybe I'll have, I'll get two and I'll open one and play, and we'll see.
Which I think you should,
Well,
because
you're actually going to play it handheld?
looks
That has
gorgeous.
to be live streamed.
Right. Well, that would be live stream, just me holding it like this. But guys, tell me, since we waited for you to actually talk about the Game and Watch. So let's hear your thoughts on it.
Well, wait, let me make sure I don't do the.
Wow, you're really keeping it safe, as opposed to Larry who throws.
Oh, that box is gone. I threw that box out day 2.
Oh wow!
Really? Wow.
Yeah,
Larry, all these years you still haven't learned.
The nice thing about the box this time, it actually comes with instructions to actually hold it on the desk.
No, that I kept. I kept that. I meant the outside box. The part
Why
that
would
you took.
throw out the box?
Because I don't need it. It's junk. I don't need junk in my apartment anymore. Ignore everything that is behind me.
Yeah,
I do not need junk anymore.
No, you don't. Okay, so you know what then? If you don't need junk, before you get to that, you need to unbox and throw out every Funko box I see behind you.
Ooh, yeah, that's not happening. Okay, back on track, boys.
It doesn't.
Moving on. Game and Watch. Charlie,
get on with it.
You have the floor.
Thank you. So it's almost just about exactly 1 year ago from when we nice reflection there.
I can see Larry in the reflection of the Game and Watch.
Hi,
I'm playing Vermin as we talk. I'm going to play Vermin.
Yeah. So basically, it's the same size as the Mario one, exactly 1 year ago.
The clock's wrong.
You can actually play the time screen.
I see. The clock's wrong.
This time
you're 3 hours off.
Yeah. Well, you're 3 hours off, but well, you're just 3 hours behind the rest.
Oh, you can play the time screen.
Yeah, you can play the time screen.
Oh, look at that.
And it also has the timer function, which I have yet to try.
Well, wait, what can you actually play on the time screen?
You can just move Link around. That's all. It doesn't really
kill the enemies.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Very nicely done.
So you hit the game button, you get to choose the games. The original Legend of Zelda, Zelda 2, and Link's Awakening, which is actually my favorite Zelda game. And you can choose whether to play the English or the Japanese version, which is definitely different. The music is different, and I believe with Zelda 2, the gameplay is different also.
I think it is, slightly. Yeah.
Well, with Zelda 1, the Japanese version, though, do you have to make noises into the game?
That's what I was trying to think. I guess that's the only part that wouldn't.
I'm assuming they Americanized.
And the Triforce is on the back, and it's actually like
that looks really cool. I love that.
Yeah, that's nice. It glow for those not watching. On the back of the system is a Triforce that's into the plastic, but when you have the system on, it does glow, which is really cool.
That is pretty cool. And there's also
I have a Triforce just not on a Game and Watch
called Vermin. It's just one of the simple games. Instead of using Link,
that's very cool.
Instead of using the regular character, they use Link in place. The gameplay is really good. Just like with Super Mario, the screen is very, very sharp and it flows very well. The music is great. It's the original music. It weighs a couple of ounces, just like the Super Mario one. But no complaints. I love it. Mary loves it.
Cool. But considering the size of it, though, how comfortable is it to play?
Oh, very comfortable.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, look at these catcher mitts. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Larry and I are both bigger than you, and we have no issues with it. So.
Hey.
Anthony does have large hands. But
and they get bigger as they move closer.
So yeah, it's it is what it is. It's a collector's item. You know what I mean?
Which is why you should keep the box.
You're gonna if you're gonna try and speed run Zelda on this thing, I don't know why you would, but it's just it is what it is. I know some people complained a little bit about the emulation on it.
On the timer stage, when you set it for timer, you can actually play some scenes from Zelda 2.
Oh, that's cool too.
Yeah, just kind of just run through it. Yeah.
Very nice.
Now keep in mind, I'm playing this blind, so I have no idea what I'm actually doing because
you're dying.
I've only played Zelda 2 a couple of times, and I'm really not a fan of it. I played through the originals on this so far. I'm playing through Link's Awakening now.
Link's Awakening.
Me too. I'm juggling the cobwebs because I still can't find my Game Boy copy of Link's Awakening.
I need to play the original Link's Awakening.
Hopefully Santa will bring me a copy of the remastered one for my Switch.
There you go.
Oh, that was so
That'd be
much fun. I loved it. It makes me want to go back and play the original because I never played the original.
And they're different
Well, that would
enough.
require you to actually have a Game Boy.
Well, now you can play it on
What are you talking
this.
about? I have a Game Boy. I'm insulted
He
by
has
that.
the retro freak.
No, I have a
Oh.
Game Boy in my Game Boy family pack.
There's
Oh,
a Game Boy
wow.
there?
Is it? Yeah, of course there is. Now it's a
You actually
beat,
play it?
it's a beat up Game Boy, but it works. But yeah, look, there's a Game Boy.
Look, if they can survive Desert Storm, the Gulf War, they can survive
The
that. Yeah.
front of it, the
Yeah,
front of it is
I've
gone.
seen that one at the Nintendo store.
Oh, yeah, you lost the screen. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
but I do have.
Better than
Yeah,
that.
well, I here's the thing. I don't know where I got it from.
Just, it was left
Okay.
there.
No,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure somebody gave it to me. I'm almost positive because I never would have bought it if it looked
Mhm.
like this. So
Yeah, no,
somebody gave me this Game Boy, for which I'm very grateful. Whoever gave it to me, the unknown soldier. Yeah, so I do have a Game Boy in my family pack.
So let me ask you, Charles, let me ask you, because now
Yeah.
you've actually played both of them. Do you prefer one Game and Watch over the other between Zelda and Mario, or does it like just boil down to a video game?
It's a video game. They both Nintendo did a great job because they're both flawless in my opinion. There's no issues with the input. The buttons always work. It's perfectly sized. The screen is bright and it flows smoothly, which is one of the big things. The music is fine also. It's not all garbled like I am right now because I'm not fancy like you guys and have headphones and everything.
Mm-hmm. Me not.
Oh, Nintendo hit it out of the park with this. So now the question is, they've already done Mario, they've done Zelda. What's next? What would you like to see?
I don't think there's going to be anything. Well, probably something I can talk about a little later in the episode. But
I'm
I
thinking
think
that one also. We can get to that. One later.
I think these are going to be the only two, in all honesty, because we've already gone through almost every other major anniversary with Nintendo, and which look, rightfully so. Between Zelda and Mario, push comes to shove, you got to give it to Mario for Nintendo to celebrate.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, and happy belated birthday, Mr. Miyamoto.
Yes.
But I think these are the only two Game & Watches. Like I said, there have been people online, again, complaining about something with the emulation or something. And I'm like, it's a simple Game & Watch. It's a fun thing for an anniversary. Honestly, if you're complaining about emulation, most likely you have the original Zelda on the original NES on an old
Which I do
CRT
have
screen.
behind me.
Exactly.
I think the only thing Nintendo should have done differently, and this relates to Mario, they should have put Mario 2, USA, Doki Doki Panic, whatever you want, and Mario 3 on that, because I think there's enough room. The technology is there to put all 4 games on one of them. I think if they would have done that, the sales would have gone through the roof.
I think
You don't need the extra buttons.
No, correct. But what I was going to say was I think Nintendo learned a little bit from the Super Mario release, which is why we got 3 games, technically kind of 6, but 3 games on, well, 4 on the Zelda Game and Watch. So, they released the first one, they see what they did, what can they do better, they released the second one. Bottom line, both of them are perfect, and they're great. So,
and they're the ones that only require the minimum amount of buttons. That's why you can't
Exactly.
put the past on there, because that would be kind of tough, because
it would be too much.
how much room is there really to put 2 more buttons here, to turn it up here, and then you have to put the 2 L and R buttons up
And
there.
it wouldn't be a
Yeah.
Game & Watch at that point.
Exactly.
So, good stuff. All right, well, hopefully Anthony will be able to experience it one day.
One day, I will wish upon a star, and I will ask Santa to bring me one, because GameStop is not cutting it.
Awesome. All right, now,
All right,
folks,
you're on my list, GameStop.
let's get into the lightning round of the episode. Ladies and gentlemen, there are about 275 different anniversaries happening this week alone, let alone the last 2 weeks. But right now, we're honestly, we just want to give these shout outs because we want to give them respect. We're not going to deep dive into a lot of it other than maybe, just some memories, history, some top games. But, Ant, we got a lot. I mean, 2021 was already riddled with anniversaries.
Yeah, I know. I feel like every other week we were celebrating an anniversary. I'm kind of happy.
Or forgetting to.
Yeah, or forgetting to. I like the fact that this week we're able to bundle a bunch of them in. So it's like we're cramming them all in before the end of the year. It's like, and again, this is the time of year where it makes sense to have major anniversaries because, again, I think you said this before we recorded, Charlie, we're entering the holiday season. This is the holiday shopping season. Best time to release anything because kids want it.
Exactly. Well, and me.
Well, and Larry. Kids and Larry. But then Larry will just throw it out eventually when you can't figure out how to make it work.
The Retro Freak was broken, and I wasn't spending that money to return it. I told you we were not doing tangents.
All right. Anyway, so we're going to start off with the 15th anniversary. 15 years ago, we were introduced to the Nintendo Wii.
Yes, we would like to play.
The Nintendo Wii released it now, and this is the interesting thing. Learned today. Released in the North America November 19th, 2006. We got it before Japan got it, which is very interesting because it was Nintendo. Oh, being attacked. Somebody wants to be on the show. You haven't been on the show in a while. You haven't been on the show. Hey,
Godzilla just showed up.
Hey, Link. He heard us talking about the Game and Watch. He's like, I need to show up. Yeah. So the Wii came out November 19, 2006. It came out in Japan December 2nd. So we actually beat them by a couple of weeks.
Nice.
Kind of interesting.
Yeah.
21 launch titles on the system. So there were 21 games also kind of celebrate. Well, some of them may not have been the actual launch day because it came out before. But the two highlights for launch day, I think, for the Wii was Wii Sports, which came with it, right? Yep. It was a packing game. And Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess was released on the Wii.
The first Zelda release, launch title.
Yeah, exactly. So so those are the kind of the two highlights, in my opinion. And then, of course, the system went on to sell over 101 million units.
I remember actually being in the city. We were just, me, my cousins, a bunch of us were in the city hanging out, New York City, that is.
Yep.
And I remember we just kind of randomly went into, when it was still open, Toys R Us in Times Square. And we waited online for about 45 minutes because my cousin wanted to get a Wii. And like, this was the only place in the city that had it. And I remember waiting online for that for him. I think I'd pre-ordered mine online. That was pretty much when I started just getting them shipped to me, the systems. But the Wii, again, Nintendo being innovative for its time. You know, the Wiimote, you say what you want about it. The Wiimote was very innovative. It gave a different dimension to gameplay, both in the old school when you held the Wii remote sideways, and that was like the first time you got, or at least for me, first time I got a feel of nostalgia that went back to the original Nintendo because of holding the Wii remote sideways, playing some of these old games. Not only that, the Virtual Console.
Yes. That's why I was going to say that it was the first one to have the Virtual Console. That's the thing I loved about it. I never had one, but a bunch of my friends had it. Having the Virtual Console was the first time we all got to play those old games.
Folks, if you're not watching on YouTube, you just saw an Olympic-style torch pass with a feline that could not have had a care in the world that he was being lifted and moved.
Okay, so back on track. It was the first time we got to play all of our games that we all grew up with on high-def big screen TVs.
Yes.
So, you know, the first game I actually played like that was actually Legend of Zelda, and I ran through it in about an hour and a half and remembered everything. But the other thing about the Wii was the interactive ability. Not that it's even a word. You know, you actually have to use the remote, like to play baseball. You have to use the remote to throw you pitches or to swing. Or my favorite game was Rain Man and shooting the plungers at the rabbits and having to aim them on the screen, because it was like having the zapper again with the original Nintendo.
Exactly. You know, the Wiimote along with Wii Bowling. Give a shout out to my friend Yari and co-host of the former Podcasting and the Yank podcast, been on the show before, Anthony Chu. The three of us used to play Wii Bowling and had this wicked competition with it. So definitely cool. A lot of great memories and a lot of firsts with the Wii, because also real quick for me, the Wii is what led me to realize that there is a game mode on a television, and that's the first time I learned about lag in a controller, because I downloaded Super Mario Brothers on the Virtual Console, and I would play, and it always felt off by like half a millisecond. Just felt, and I'm like, wow, I haven't played this in a long time. And then one day I discovered game mode on my, I'm like, what is this game mode? And I switched it on, and it literally, no pun intended, was a game changer. And I'm like, there we go.
For my TV when I first bought it also. and it does make a difference putting it on game mode.
So
Now,
yes,
the TVs coming out these days now, because my TV's about 7 years old. Do the TVs coming out these days have?
What did you drop?
okay, everything's okay.
What
I
fell?
almost flipped my phone into the wall, and then with that, almost a cascade of video games almost fell off my table.
Just because I said my TV's 7 years old.
Yes.
Okay.
Larry's TVs aren't allowed to be more than a year old.
Yeah. So do the new ones have a game mode? I mean,
Yes, it's all
Yes,
like
they do.
mine switches automatically. So
Yeah, they
Okay.
do
But,
have a game mode. I will go on record with the Wii of saying that the Wii was, I think, the first Nintendo console I did not buy.
which I find funny. Yes.
Because I did not like the idea of standing in my living room with a controller in my hand and just like, oh, look, I have to play a game by throwing my arms all over the place. Of course, fast forward to today when I play
gonna
Beat
say, you're the-
Saber all the damn time. And
And you're the healthiest between the three of us. We would have expected you to be the one who wanted to do that.
It had nothing to do with exercise. It just had to do with the whole idea of like, I have to clear a space. I'm going to look like a fool.
Did have to clear space. When I just real quick, and this is a lot, very inside, but when I moved in with Verdi, when I finally hit the apartment that we all shared at one point, I literally changed around the entire living room. And at one point, Anthony comes out, not our Anthony, a different Anthony, comes out and goes, he finally dawned on him. He goes, you just rearranged this place for the Wii, didn't you? Because it was a long apartment, not a wide, long.
Yeah.
And I put the TV on the corner, caddy corner, and I moved the couch so we had distance to play the Wii. I had distance to play the Wii. And he just goes, you just did this for a video game system. I'm like, yeah, I did.
yeah, but it worked. Yeah, one of the
It
big
worked.
things that Nintendo pushed about it, and I remember the news articles about it, was how the Wii was helping people exercise and actually.
He just keeps coming over. I don't know what
Does he not walk around you? Is there
Matt-
room between you and the chair?
No, he sits next to me and he wants me to give him attention. So I'm like, okay,
Madison
here you
does that also, but for
here
the
you
first
go.
time, Madison's not up here while I'm on the computer. It's
You can start
weird.
juggling him.
my cat, the minute I sit at my desk, my cat is like right behind me coming over meowing. She's
Anthony,
like, oh,
we're
you're
turning
sitting
into
down.
crazy cat people.
Well, I am. I've been a crazy cat person for years.
Sure.
You just don't want to admit it. But no, with the Wii, like the Wii thing for me, like it just from at that point, I was just thinking in my head, I don't want to play Mario and Zelda with a motion controller. I just want to play it like traditionally, and then later they came out with controllers and stuff like that. But at that point, I had already moved on to the 360. And so I just kind of left the Wii aside. But when the Wii U came out, I'm like, oh, it's like the Wii, except now there's a controller, with the gamepad and everything. So then I wound up buying the Wii U, which was a failure. And then I eventually went back. I bought a Wii like 3 or 4 years ago. So I do have a Wii in my collection.
Which is weird because the Wii U played Wii games. So
yeah,
but I know why.
No, but that's when I really started collecting. So I wanted a Wii in my collection. And then I had a fight with Amazon because if we're talking gripes, they sent me a faulty Wii. So I got a new Wii.
Unbelievable. Folks, we might go long on this one because when I went to grab my phone, I stopped my timer. So I don't know where we are
All right.
in the episode.
So really quickly, since we have so many anniversaries to get through, top 5 games on the Wii in sales. Okay. Number 5 was Wii Play with 28 million units sold.
Okay.
Number 4, none of these are going to be a surprise. Number 4, New Super Mario Brothers Wii, 30.3 million units sold.
That was a good one.
Yes. Number 3, Wii Sports Resort, 33.1 million units. Number 2, Mario Kart Wii, 37.4 million units. And no surprise whatsoever at number 1, Wii Sports, 82.9 million units. Now, in terms of video game sales, that is absolutely absurd. When you think about individual games, of course, Wii Sports came with the system most of the time, which is why it sold almost 83 million units.
Between that, think about also how many people download and how many games off the virtual console. Nintendo had to make a killing just on that also.
Oh, yeah, of course they did.
Oh, WiiWare.
It was the first console to offer that, and it's been a staple since then. That's one of the things I liked about the Wii. One of the reasons why I was going to one eventually.
I wish a lot of games on WiiWare would be re-released. I mean, Contra Rebirth, Gradius Rebirth, and the Castlevania Adventure Rebirth. 3 games on WiiWare, original games that were phenomenal.
Yep. So again, a very happy 15th retro birthday to the Nintendo Wii, but we got to move on. We definitely have to move on to another retro birthday. And this time we're celebrating the 20th retro birthday. November 21st, 2001, which is actually the day that we're recording this episode, November 21st. So today, 20 years ago, the Nintendo GameCube was released.
GameCube, the first portable system, because of its stupid handle on the back of it.
It had a handle, but you had to buy a bag in order to put everything else in. You can carry the.
You could. I think I've only used the handle twice. Once to take it out of the box, and once to put it back in the box.
You didn't use it as a wallet?
I did not know.
You can put your money in the dish tray.
I've seen that, yeah.
Yes.
GameCube, probably, I think that was the first game system I pre-ordered online ever.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe, no, Game Boy Advance I went and picked up in store. So, yeah, I remember in college, GameCube, ordered it, and then had it delivered to the dorm. And that, I think, is one of the most underrated systems Nintendo had, was the GameCube. I mean, just think of some of the games that came out on it. Luigi's Mansion, the Metroid Prime series, just the Pikmin, which is a great Nintendo series. The controller, you know, when it morphed and mutated into having like 37 buttons on it, that got a little weird.
Yeah, that's
times.
why I didn't really... wasn't a fan of it. Like, simple buttons. I did like the fact that you could have the attachment on the bottom for the Game Boy and the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah,
I had the wide Advance where with the adapter where you can use the Advance as the as the controller, and you can play both the original Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games on the big screen.
Yep, no, Game Boy Player, just the evolution of the Super Game Boy. And then, of course, it was always weird, Nintendo doing Nintendo, as Nintendo does. The mini discs, the mini CDs that it incorporated.
Well, they were very worried about...
didn't have a cartridge.
Yeah, they were very worried about piracy since they were switching over to disc. And they also... And remember, these were they were mini DVDs. They weren't CD, they were mini DVDs, so they can hold more content. So GameCube came out. This was the North America release was November. Actually, I'm sorry, I totally lied. November 18th, 2001. So it was off by a few days.
Liar.
And again, comparing to the Wii sold like 101 million units 5 years earlier. The GameCube worldwide sales 21.75 million. So you can see the big difference between the two. But again, really awesome system. I enjoyed it. Best-selling games, top 5. Again, none of these will surprise you. Number 5 with Luigi, and the numbers are going to be a lot smaller than the Wii as well. Number 5, Luigi's Mansion, 3.3 million units sold. Okay. Number 4, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Oh my God, what a game! Amazing game, totally underrated because people didn't understand the cel-shaded animation.
I didn't.
4.4 million units sold. Number 3, Super Mario Sunshine, which I'm currently playing on my 3D All-Stars on the Switch for the first time. 6.28 million units. Mario Kart Double Dash, 6.96 million units. So 7 million units makes it sit at number 2.
Best game of the series, in my opinion.
And then number 1, Super Smash Brothers Melee, still considered the best Smash Brothers game ever made. 7.4 million units sold. They still have Melee tournaments today, 20 years later.
Not only that, but
yeah, there you go.
Also, let's talk about, just real quick with the controller, the GameCube controller, the fact that Nintendo, what's the word I'm looking for? Put out adapters for the Wii U and for Charles had enough, I guess. For the Wii U and the Switch to allow you to use the GameCube controller for Smash Brothers. That goes alongside where like they were still technically selling brand new GameCube controllers for the Switch this past, when Ultimate came out. So, that is a lasting effect. I just wish, as much as Nintendo updated the 3D All-Stars you just mentioned to allow the N64 wireless controller to be used on Super Mario 64, which I feel is redundant because you get Super Mario 64 on the other thing.
Yep.
But I don't know why they haven't updated the game to allow the GameCube controller to play Super Mario Sunshine. But be that as it may.
I know, but you know what? It is what it is. I personally don't have a gripe with it. The funny thing about all of the games on the GameCube, like the top 5 that I just listed, I only owned one of them. It was my GameCube ownership was very strange. I bought Wind Waker, but I never bought any of the normal platform titles. I never bought Mario Kart, never bought Sunshine, never bought Luigi's Mansion. And still, and I never bought Melee. No, I never bought Melee.
No, you didn't have Melee?
No, I didn't have Melee. So literally all 4 of those games I still have on a wish list for myself. And of course the prices just keep going up for those.
They sure do. Oh boy.
But I had to go get props for one of our later segments.
Gotcha.
Okay. So that is the GameCube, 20 years of that. Happy retro birthday to you. And we're still not done with retro birthdays. We still got a few more. We're going to jump on. Now, this retro.
The cake.
I've already eaten so much cake.
This retro birthday we actually missed last week, so we're kind of we're retconning and making up for it. It was also the 20th anniversary of the original Microsoft Xbox, November 15th, 2001. Microsoft changed the gaming industry by releasing their own console, and obviously 20 years later, still benefiting from it with the Xbox Series S, X. We will not judge them. Well, who am I kidding? I will judge them based on their naming conventions because they're out of their minds. I will never understand them. And to be honest, I don't think they do either. So,
it doesn't satisfy Anthony's OCD.
No. Xbox, Xbox 2, Xbox 3, Xbox 4. None of this. Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox Series. What is this?
Good thing Sheldon already said that on The Big Bang Theory.
Oh, did he do that?
He did, yeah, remember the episode. Quick. Yeah,
but no, it makes total sense. It's like
agreed.
It's like I'll never understand it. Microsoft, you have some explaining to do. I'm sending you an email.
They have explained it.
On any rants this episode?
What? Everybody's getting an email.
So Xbox.
Yes.
I don't know. I think I was a little slow on pulling the trigger on an Xbox compared to you guys. Meaning, and because Charles, I didn't know you back then.
When did you move away from being a Nintendo snob?
All right, enough of that. During the time of Nintendo, because I had a Genesis.
Nah, that didn't count. You still didn't.
I don't think I had an Xbox in college. So
you had PS2.
I definitely had a PS2 in college, had a GameCube in college, and I was in college from 98 till about 2010.
Yeah.
98 to 02.
And at the time, and correct me if I'm wrong, because it could be. At the time, though, Xbox and PlayStation 2, they had a lot of the same games. It wasn't necessarily all about exclusives back then.
No, I'm gonna have to slightly disagree with you on that one, but not by a lot. Really, only one game. One game really dominated the Xbox. One game introduced everyone, a larger community, to LAN parties because the Xbox lent itself to creating LAN parties, and that is Halo.
Yep.
Obviously, Halo launch title, the game for Xbox, as we're getting ready. I don't think it launched just yet, but we're getting ready for a new Halo game. Paramount Plus is going to be doing a Halo television series next year.
Yes,
they had a teaser trailer for that. A friend of mine, I'm going to give him a shout out, Lovable Loki. You can find him everywhere. Just search Lovable Loki. You'll find him in some way, shape, or form. He's obsessed with Halo, and I love him for that. But I remember Halo, specifically Halo 2, just the world was locked in on multiplayer tournaments. That was the first time I remember really seeing a video game become a competition with Halo 2, to the point where I remember, now we're going back and we're going a bit local, Cablevision, back in the day.
Oh my.
All right. When they first went HD. Now, I'm not talking 4K. I'm talking when the world went to HD. We're like, oh my God, what is this 16:9? I can see stuff on this side of the screen, except if you're watching Charles right now. And I remember they put out like these special HD channels, like not like Fox, CBS, completely different channel. One of them was a gaming channel, which featured not people game playing, but like they would, they'd pick a game and just show really the cinema. Just like the cutscenes, and it'll be like an hour movie. But that's where I saw these Halo 2 tournaments. I used to sit there and just watch these Halo 2 tournaments, like, holy cow. I would say that's really, there have been other exclusives. I know there have been, but nothing like Halo.
No, I understand that. But what I was saying was that it wasn't all about exclusives.
No. That's what I'm saying. Like the exclusive besides Halo. Yeah, a lot of stuff came out on both. Well, you had like Buffy. The
Yeah,
first Buffy
I
game.
know. I'm just saying, like, today, I feel like there's a lot of focus on exclusives, like companies battling.
Oh,
to
okay.
get
Well, compared to
exclusive
today's
rights.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So,
Charlie, Xbox memories. Did you have an Xbox? Did you skip over that?
No, too many buttons. for
Too
my
many buttons.
feeble mind.
Yeah, well, and
So now
too
here I
many,
am playing the Switch. Go
yeah,
figure.
too many buttons, and the controller on the Xbox could definitely be used.
was it about that big?
It was like assault with a deadly weapon. You can murder somebody with
The Duke.
The Duke controller.
The Duke. Yeah, I
Which,
remember
by
when
the
they
way,
were.
I have one. Because when I bought the Xbox from Game On, they asked me which controller I wanted. I said, "Oh, it's like I need the Duke."
I made a terrible mistake. And it's funny, Hyperkin put out their version of the Duke for the 20th anniversary of Halo.
I'd rather have the original. Thank you.
The Halo, excuse me, the Xbox.
The Xbox.
One of the few systems not to get a redesign.
No, it stayed its giant, heavy,
a bulky mess.
It literally, like, forget about the controller. If you dropped that off your roof on somebody, it's like getting hit with an air conditioner.
It's a good 22 pounds. Yeah.
Yeah. That sucker was heavy. And then so Xbox sold over 24 million units. Not bad for the first foray in.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. Of course, we got introduced to the wonder that is Xbox Live.
Yep.
Which is cool. And then top best-selling games.
Let's do it.
Right? Top 10 games. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, 1.95 million.
And that works.
Yeah, and it works. It works without glitches and everything. Number 9. I went to the top 10. I'm sorry.
You're already into it. Do it.
Right.
Do it.
Number 9, Project Gotham Racing, 2.1 million. Number 8, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, which we're getting. Yep.
Great game.
Getting a remaster, right?
Yep.
Remaster or remake?
You're getting a remake for the PS5, but you can get the original on the Switch now, and it's backwards compatible on the Xbox Series.
So number 8, Knights of the Old Republic, 2.2 million. Number 7, Need for Speed Underground, 2.3 million. Number 6, the Rockstar Games double pack, GTA 3 and GTA Vice City, the working ones, 2.5 million. Number 5, Fable, for 2.66
great series. That's an exclusive.
I always wanted to play Fable.
Yep.
Number 4, Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind, 2.86 million. Number 3, Tom Clancy Splinter Cell, 3 million units. Number 2, Halo Combat Evolved, 6.4 million units. And no surprise here, number 1, Halo 2, 8.5 million.
Fantastic.
Huge. Absolutely
good stuff.
huge.
Happy birthday to that green Xbox.
Happy birthday. And when I think about the Xbox, the games that come back to mind again, like you just said, Buffy was the big one for me when I played that. And then a lot of the wrestling games. I really enjoyed Raw and Raw 2 on the Xbox.
And I don't remember if it was both or just the original Raw. One of them was the first time you were able to incorporate your own music for an entrance.
Yes. And
you were able to rip it to the hard drive.
You were able to rip it to the hard drive, have your own entrance. It was absolutely amazing. And then they very quickly got rid of that.
The hard drive. The Xbox, I think, was the first system with a built-in hard drive.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I think
so.
It was. Yeah. So, Microsoft, well, of course, coming from Microsoft, who's known for their PCs, made sense. So, yeah, that's the other reason why it weighed 1,000 pounds. So, happy 20th anniversary, Microsoft Xbox. We're almost done with the anniversaries. We're still got 2 more to
keep
go.
going.
They're gonna be quick. We've got the and then we get the 20th. And then. Also, I think that movie came out in like 95 or 96. So there's another anniversary we'll talk about.
So Joe William Scott's career stopped.
1996, we are celebrating the 25th anniversary of 2 things this week. One, Tomb Raider, 25 years old, November 14th, 1996, here in the US. Again, absolutely love Tomb Raider. I still haven't beaten, I've talked about this a million times. I still haven't beaten Tomb Raider 2. And as a result, my original copy of Tomb Raider 3 remains unplayed. I will not play 3 until I beat 2. And I have gone back and I have played 2 from the beginning and I still get stuck in it. And I don't know why. So anyway, the original Tomb Raider, again, another game that really kind of redefined gaming. When it came out on the Saturn and then the PlayStation, just the idea of, doing that 3D character, going through the environments. And again, the environments weren't exactly monumental. They were sparse. There weren't a lot of enemies and everything like that. Just the whole idea of 3D exploration.
And
absolutely fantastic.
Not only that, but one of the few, at the time, female leads that you control in a game, Lara Croft, who now has transcended video games. We have movies. We have Well, basically movies.
They're movies.
Yeah. So,
but just remember her in
she's
her polygonal glory.
well. I was gonna say, I wasn't gonna say she was in Playboy, but it was the model who was playing Lara Croft.
That is correct. Yes.
But though Marge Simpson is in Playboy.
Yes, she is.
And I do have that issue.
I don't know why that's relative. But
it's a cartoon. So, where was I?
I don't know. We were talking about Tomb Raider's 25th anniversary.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
So, and I hated the game. I hated the controls. Same reason why I hated the controls for Resident Evil. It kind of played the same way. Just that weird, like you don't press up to go straight forward. Like it was every time a scene cut, I feel like you had to move the controller differently.
I think it was more along the lines of it was the camera angle, because what happened was as you turned your character, the camera angle would auto turn, and then you had to readjust your place on the joystick.
I hated that.
Yeah,
but I'll try it.
Yeah, I mean, no, when you go back and you play Tomb Raider, especially nowadays, I'm like, it didn't age well in terms of the controls and stuff. But at the time, you have to remember there was no joystick on the original PlayStation controller. On the Saturn controller, you were using the D-pad, so that made it. That made it even more difficult.
Hey, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Tomb Raider. I still want to beat the second. Now, we're also celebrating the 25th anniversary of one of Larry's all-time favorite handhelds. Came out in 1996. We are talking about the one and only Tamagotchi.
Yes. Tamagotchis ruled the world for a long time. These little, they hanged off your either your keys or your backpack, or I guess more backpacks for us at the time. I really didn't get my hands on. I might have had an original Tamagotchi.
I did, but it wasn't original Tamagotchi.
Did you?
Oh, I did.
It wasn't until the 20th anniversary, when they re-released the Tamagotchis for the 20th, that I finally got a Tamagotchi. And as we all know the story, it lived for a little while and then it pooped itself to death. Literally, little things of poop on the screen and 2 X's on the Tamagotchi.
Very interesting metaphor for you, Larry.
Very much, because again, that's how
we
I will be found.
Tamagotchis walking around trying to take care of ourselves.
It's very true. I just wish somebody would press the button to give me money.
That would be nice.
Another great Sheldon moment when he's proving all the stuff he does. Look, I still have my Tamagotchi and it's still alive.
I remember when he did that. That was awesome.
So, but the Tamagotchis was so weird because it kind of led to this, caring for a virtual pet, which led to, remember the what were they called in Sonic Adventure?
Oh, I don't remember. I know what you're talking about.
You put them onto the memory card.
Not Chocobos. That was
that's Final Fantasy. But you put them onto a memory card, and it was kind of like a Tamagotchi at that point when you played on the memory card.
I remember you. Now, did I get you that Tamagotchi when I was in Japan, or did you?
Yes, you did.
It yourself? Okay, so I did get that.
You got it from me. Yep.
So you murdered the gift I got you.
100%.
That's great.
Dead because
Mary had one also a couple of years ago. She actually kept it alive for a few weeks, and as a typical child lost interest and it died of dysentery or something like that.
And that's when you teach kids what murder is.
Look what you did.
Look. It's not manslaughter because it wasn't intentional. It depends on intent.
Well, neglect is intent.
I feel like Charles knows that law way too well.
Neglect is intent. Did you have a funeral?
Well, I have plenty of land. Need I say more?
How did you have a funeral for the Tamagotchi? Did you put it in a shoebox and bury it in the backyard?
No.
Imagine every time you walk past it, you hear the slight beep.
A little beep with the battery. I'm still alive.
The chain comes out of the ground like a hand.
I'm not dead yet. I think I'll go for a walk now.
Oh my god. All right, let's move on. We have one more retro anniversary.
And I'm tired of celebrating these birthdays.
And as much as I would love to talk at length about this for an entire episode, we're probably
too bad.
About 2 minutes on it, but 30 incredible years of A Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past.
Wow. Probably one of the best, if not the best Zelda game of all time.
Yes.
What do we got? I think Charles is getting ready to show
Charlie's
something here.
I'm more so for the Game Boy Advance version, but I have one of these.
Oh my god. Where'd you pull that out of?
Very nice.
Would you have that buried for a while?
Very
no, it's in my bookcase. Oh, don't worry. I have a couple of other ones for our next segment or whenever we're doing that one a little bit later.
Oh, awesome. I don't know what else we're going on, but Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. I mean, we've talked about this game many times on this show.
Ad nauseum.
Again, arguably one of the best Legend of Zelda games of all time. It constantly rotates on my top list, like my top 3.
Me too.
So yeah, depending on the day you catch me. If you haven't played Link to the Past, you are missing out. You can find it anywhere on. Well, you can find it on the Switch online. You can buy it on the Virtual Console. There's no reason not to play this game. I defy anybody to say that it was a bad game because I don't honestly know. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say it was a bad game. The same way that
it's one of those perfect games where everything is.
It really is. It goes right down the list with Breath of the Wild. You know, just one of the best. And with that, we're going to move on. Thank you. Let's just
Mary asked for Breath of the Wild for Christmas, by the way, Lara.
Anthony. What happened?
Anthony, Mary asked for Breath of the Wild for Christmas.
Yes.
Well, not all children make right decisions. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to question the way you're raising her.
Words.
Not all adults. Not all.
Drop you on the ice, Larry.
Not all adults do either, you Tamagotchi murderer.
Did I say more? Yeah.
There you go. Sit right there on the shirt. So 30 years of Link to the Past. I'll never forget, just really quickly, I'll never forget when I completed the light world and I thought that I beat the game.
Yes,
we switched to the dark world and I'm like, oh my God. I go, we're not done yet. This is awesome.
8 more levels. Oh no.
Yeah. I didn't want it, but you know what? I didn't want it to end. It was just absolutely amazing.
No, it was really good.
That's when you know it's such a great game. When you get to the end and you just don't want it to end. Not more of a, well, this is it. More of a, wow, I'm so involved. And it just, why's it over?
Yeah. Nope, absolutely right. So happy 30th, Link to the Past. You phenomenal game, you.
Absolutely.
All right.
You beautiful beast.
We are moving on. That's it for the anniversaries.
That's it. Yeah, no more anniversaries.
Oh, man. All right, Larry.
So it's been a little while since I did this. I went to Game On recently.
Well,
and I bought some
always
stuff.
At Game On.
I am at Game On. First of all, I want to say this. So I want to give a shout out to Game On. Their brand new Patchogue location.
Yes.
Oh my God. Beautiful. What was that, Charles?
No, I was saying congratulations to Game On.
Oh, yeah, no. Their third location, Patchogue, right there on South Ocean Avenue. I mean, it is gorgeous. You first walk in, and first thing they have is about 7 or 8 arcade machines. Nice. Right Good there, start. It's got like this brick wall background. And then when you walk in, it's just huge. The high ceilings make it look like the games just go on forever. Rob is at helm there over at Patchogue, and they've only been open for about a week since recording here. And they've
already invaded their backspace, haven't you?
I have no, actually, I haven't been behind the counter yet, so I didn't want to throw him off. But so good luck with Patchogue. If you're in the area, definitely check out the Patchogue location. Great stuff, especially the arcades. Oh my God!
Yes, definitely support your local businesses this holiday season and year round.
And God, boy, did I do that this week. So let me show you some stuff that I ended up picking up.
What'd you get?
A lot of them, kind of some cool stuff. So first of all, I picked up one of the few Saturn games I have, and this one I really like because this clearly was a pack-in game because this is a not for resale edition of Nights into Dreams.
Oh, nice! Did they resell it?
Don't worry about that. I like, actually a lot of people collect the not for resale versions.
Yes.
So it's pretty cool to get one of these. And I kind of like the jewel case version.
It's in very good condition.
Yes, very good condition. Then I picked up a couple of repros. One here is an NES reproduction, Mitsume Gatoru. It's obviously a Japanese game, translated to English. And I'm going to show it to you in a second, but this falls in the category of the original Mega Man, where the cover art, you're like, what is this? Mm-hmm. But when you put the game in, cover art's very plain, very boring.
Yeah.
But when you play the game, and it's hard to explain how the game plays, it's just a great platformer that you just go across and you just shoot things and keep moving left. But it's just a fun game. It runs smoothly. And again, it's a Japanese exclusive, but this is the English translation. Very nice. Cool. Then I picked up, again, I'm pretty sure this was a Super Famicom only, but now on a regular Super NES cartridge. The Amazing Spider-Man Lethal Foes.
Very nice. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. I think an original Super Famicom copy goes for a lot of money. So I am happy with a reproduction on this one. Haven't played it yet, but the gameplay that I saw on YouTube, again, looks phenomenal for a Spider-Man game.
All right. Awesome.
And then my current obsession right now with Metroid is just insane.
Yes,
First of all, I'd like to announce, it's already been announced on social media, Zero Mission in the books.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Yes. My
I'm still
fastest
working
game
my
so
through it
far.
again.
Fastest game so far at 4 hours and change. It's originally for the Game Boy Advance. I downloaded it on the Wii U, so I played it there. Great gameplay. It's there it is. There you go. Man, you take terrible care of your books.
No, well, okay.
At least he keeps his books.
It was sitting at least they keep them, and B, it was sitting in storage for eons. So the fact that I'm displaying them.
Zero Mission is a replay of the original Metroid game, so it was very fun to play through.
That also.
Yes, which I will not play the original Metroid.
Oh wow! Look at
Star
that.
Trek. Look at that.
Nintendo
Power.
I bring this one up is if you look
NES
at the
Classic
Yep.
Metroid.
Yeah, I see it.
it's got
Very
the
nice.
whole walkthrough for Metroid.
Oh, good. Maybe I'll
And
use
the
that.
order-
No
and
cheating.
the order to actually play it. So if you can find Nintendo Power Volume 29, Larry, I suggest that this way you can actually play and get through the original.
Well, right now I'm good with Zero Mission, but I am in the middle because I was gonna get Metroid: Samus Returns, which is a remake of Metroid 2
Return of Samus.
on Game Boy, but I already have Metroid 2 on a virtual console on 3DS, and I'm playing through it. And actually, right now I am down to. You start with 38 Metroid to destroy.
39. You start with
39. And I'm down to 17.
Nice.
Okay,
So
you're
I'm
getting
getting through it.
Yeah.
I think I finally
it's
hit
like-
another stuck spot. So
Okay. It's like
We'll see what
I told you on the page. The thing about Metroid 2, there's no maps, but you can't proceed to the next area until
You
can go
True.
complete the previous stuff.
but I keep finding myself back in the beginning of the game because I keep taking a wrong turn. So I'm tired of wasting my
It's
time.
the reason why I want to go back now and play. Like I said this before too. Like I've never played Super Metroid, same as Larry, so I want to go back and play that now.
Maybe you can beat my 12 hours.
Hold on, I'm bringing up Super Metroid. Charlie's going to pull something out. And there's
there
the
you go.
Metroid players.
Super Metroid.
Did you
Mary,
ever? Did you
Mary's
ever?
playing-
Did you
Mary's
ever
playing
beat a
Super
Metroid without using a guide, Charlie?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I
Just
have.
curious.
Especially
He was-
Fusion Zero Mission.
Okay.
Metroid
And-
2, the original. I beat all of them. Mary's
For-
actually going through Super Metroid right now.
There you go.
She got up to Crate on her own. She's having issues, and she's the typical. She gets angry. She hasn't thrown the controller yet because she knows that after she throws the controller, I will be throwing her. I'm going to burst my aneurysm, but it'll be worth it. No.
Threatening children with violence on our podcast. Lovely.
Happy holidays.
Hey.
And
Now she knows to use this. She's
Happy
allowed-
turkey
I
vis.
told her she's allowed to use it as long as she's very gentle with it.
Uh,
But Super Metroid is definitely the best of the whole.
oh yeah, so far.
Yeah,
Um,
I definitely need to go back and play.
Fusion being a very close second.
Oh, Fusion was awesome until the damn game erased on me. So I'm like wary of going back to restarting Fusion. But right now
are
I
you
can.
playing them? How are you playing them? Because it's not available. It's not available on the 3DS Virtual Console or even the Switch Virtual.
What
Console.
Fusion?
Yeah. How
No,
you playing
Fusion.
them?
So I got Fusion on the 3DS. Remember when 3DS first came out? Then like a week later, it dropped in price. So
Yep.
I
Nintendo
didn't
was
get
like,
it, so.
if you bought one, like they
Uh-huh.
gave us 10 free NES games and 10 free Game Boy Advance games
Okay.
to download, and the Game Boy Advance games were never available otherwise.
No, they're not, and
Yeah.
that's my biggest issue with the Virtual Console. That the advanced games aren't available, or even now.
The advanced games are available on the Wii U.
Yeah, I'm not.
I mean, if
gonna
you
buy
still
a
have a Wii U.
just for that.
I'm just saying, no, that's how I got.
I
That's
know.
how I got Zero Mission. Zero Mission otherwise goes for
Okay.
like $50-$60,
Yeah, I have.
So-
I have the original downstairs still. My original,
which is
advanced.
fine if you bought it
Nice.
originally at $50 and $60. But right now, I'm playing Metroid 2 on my 3DS. Again through Virtual Console, and I will say this: between Dread, Super Metroid, Zero Mission, and now Metroid 2 on Game Boy, I think I've gone to the internet 3 times altogether for like desperate need of figuring something out.
And,
Like
and
for
that's not bad.
like
I-
like it took me hours to be like, this is like the wall jump, which is the terrible. Whoever invented the wall jump for Metroid games should be drawn and quartered. And this now goes for every Metroid game because it's terrible to pull off. And then there's a move in Zero Mission.
Timing perfectly.
There's a
Yeah,
move in
I
Zero
don't-
Mission. to get the green missile that involves that super speed run thing that you have to do like 5 different motions. I almost threw my television out the window. It was, and I had to look it up to see how to get it, to do it. So that's about it. I've looked nothing up for Metroid 2. But with that being said, my final purchase at Game On, the crappy Metroid Other M for the Wii, because I am now I'm destined to do a lot of terrible things, but I am determined to complete all the Metroid 2D games. All right, I'm not getting to Prime yet, but Other M is a 2D / first person hybrid.
Okay.
So I'm counting it as part of the series for me to beat eventually.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna.
So you're actually gonna try going through the original?
The original what?
Metroid.
No, I played Zero Mission. There's no need to. So, I will start. I will start Other M once I'm done with Metroid 2. And then Fusion, like I said, it's just, that was this, I got to the end boss, and then the memory card erased on me, and that was it.
You have to go through Fusion again. It is such a great game.
I will. I'll go through Fusion eventually. One day I'll play the original.
I downloaded the trial version of Dread, because hopefully Santa brings
Oh, yeah, that's right. They have a trial version now, yeah.
And Dread is based off of Fusion. And when the computer, spoiler alert, when the computer referred to Samus as Lady, and when she referred to the computer as Adam, Mary was there and like, oh my God, that's an Easter egg. She's like, what, Daddy?
What, Daddy?
Oh yeah, they all linked.
What, Daddy? It's Thanksgiving.
No, they're definitely. I can see how the story's playing out. I'm playing them way out of order, but I can see how the story's playing out on all of them. So. But that's where I'm at right now. For a game that I never touched in all these years because of Dread, now I am all about Metroid. And I think we hinted at it earlier. I think if they were to do another Game and Watch, it would be a Metroid game.
Yes,
I would
do the original Metroid, and I would do Metroid 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those are the. I don't know why. Sorry. Those are the only ones that you can really play with only just the A and B buttons. So
exactly.
Those are the 2 I would do.
So that's where I'm at though right now with my Metroid series.
Very cool. And then, like I said, I'm gonna continue the Metroid series. Unlike Larry, I did beat the original Metroid. I just never went past it. So, and now that I've played Dread, I want to go back and play the other ones. So, look for me to pick.
I'm just not a fan of. I'm not a fan of Samus Returns. The gameplay is kind of off. And my gripe now about Samus Returns and even Metroid Dread, that melee thing, I'm not a fan of it.
I like it. No, once you get used to it, it helps.
It's kind of like a cop out of making things easier.
Trust me, it doesn't make things easier.
Metroid was never intended to be an easy game like the original Mega Man. So putting that melee thing.
Trust me when I tell you, A, you need it, but B, it does not make things easier. So, but try it.
I'll find out.
Well,
I still haven't gone through Samus Returns yet because I get to a point where I'm just like, okay, I'm done.
Okay.
All right, Charlie, but you can't call yourself a true Metroid fan until you get through it. I'm just going to put that out
there. Since the person who's never played Metroid 2, I don't want to.
I never called myself a true Metroid fan.
I never called myself one either.
And you should.
I'm calling myself one.
You're not there yet either. You got work to do.
Because you still have to beat the original.
Yeah, if you can't beat the original Metroid, you are.
I beat the original.
No,
Zero mission counts.
No, you did not.
Yes, it does. It's the exact same story.
No, it is not.
Oh,
no, it is
I don't want to hear it.
If you keep it up, Zero Mission will.
No, because the thing about Zero Mission is there were spoilers at the end when you thought you were done, and then, as in the words of Lord Helmet, "Boo you."
Yep. And not only that, because you keep saying that, then Zero Mission's not going on your completion list.
Oh, I don't want to hear that, mister. Let me get all these two-player games out of the way.
Larry also, if he beat it, he beat it.
No, I know. I'm just joking.
He's joshing.
But very nice purchases. I'm sure you're going to go back to Game On for Small Business Saturday this weekend.
I was going to go anyway. Didn't even realize it was Small Business Saturday.
So, Small Business Saturday, always after Black Friday. And speaking of Black Friday, this is what we're going to end with. Black Friday is upon us. The sales have been all over the place already.
Maybe I should have waited.
If you haven't been paying attention, you probably should have, but it's you. But since we have Black Friday upon us, that means Black Friday sales, and there are a ton of Black Friday sales. There's no way we can go through all of them, especially since we've been talking forever this episode. But I'm going to run through just about. Hey, another cat!
It's Charles's cat doing the launch.
She looks just as interested.
Quick, where's Link?
Well, he's sleeping. I'm not gonna. No, we're not. No, yeah, we're gonna do like Super Cat Brothers melee.
Next episode.
Yeah. So anyway, we got some Black Friday sales going on, so you definitely want to pay attention. If you're a digital download person, the Black Friday sales are already up on Sony, on Microsoft. Take advantage of those. Some of the top deals. I'm literally just gonna spit some stuff out.
Do it.
So, PlayStation Plus 12-month subscription, $40 right now on Sony. So you can download it digitally directly from them. Guardians of the Galaxy, which just came out on October 29th, is half off.
Oh, wow.
Already $30. $30 for Black Friday.
In.
Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart for the PS5 is down to $50. Excellent game. Absolutely excellent game. So $20 off there. You can get a $50 Nintendo eShop credit for $45. Saving $5 from Nintendo is actually a big savings.
Honestly,
yeah, they never cut anything down. Let's see. Amazon's got a ton of games on sale. Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, $50. Far Cry 6 is already down to $40. Hot Wheels Unleashed, $30.
Nice.
Spider-Man Miles Morales Ultimate Launch Edition, $50.
Speed.
Best Buy's PS5, PS4 sale, pretty much the same price. Actually, Ghost of Tsushima for PS4, $20.
Oh.
Resident Evil Village, $20. Which is ridiculous. That game didn't come out that long ago. Last of Us Part 2, $20. Assassin's Creed Valhalla for $20. And then the Amazon Xbox deals, again, Guardians of the Galaxy, $30. Back for Blood, $40. The Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl game that just came out is $30. Let's see. Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, $30.
It's always on sale.
Resident Evil 2, $15. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, $20. Madden NFL 22 is $40. Marvel's Avengers, $15.
Wow.
$15.
I didn't get that on stage.
Resident Evil 3, $18. Best Buy's Xbox sales are basically the same. Most of them basically come out with the same prices now.
Yeah.
But just listening to what I said, Cyberpunk 2077, $20.
The GTA 3 Definitive Edition of last year.
Free. No, actually, I heard somewhere that Cyberpunk 2077 that you may be able to download it digitally for $10.
It's possible. Yeah, these are all physical copies.
Yeah, I mean that, but I'm just saying that game just freaking tanked. Absolutely tanked.
Yeah. Sorry, Keanu.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, Nintendo Switch Black Friday deals. Now, Switch is always hard to get deals on, so the fact that there are some really good deals. On Amazon, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl on Switch, $30. New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe, $41.
Ooh.
Skyward Sword is $50. Mario Maker 2 is $50. Pokemon Sword is $50.
Oh, Mary wants Pokemon Sword, so maybe I'll do that.
Yep. Kirby Star Allies, $45.
That's a good game.
Link's Awakening, $52. Mario Party, Super Mario Party, not the new one.
Yeah.
Mario Party, $50. Splatoon 2, $50. Breath of the Wild, $40.
Should be $10.
$40. Let's see, what else do we have? Walmart's pretty much got everything.
No one, don't talk about Walmart's prices because then they'll realize and they'll change them. Walmart tends to be $10 less than everybody else normally.
They really do. And you know what's funny? Their sale prices are not, you know how you get like $14.99, $20.99? Theirs are flat. Yeah. Theirs are flat numbers. So like Modern Warfare, $39. Not $39.99, $39. They have Red Dead Redemption 2 for $25, NHL 22, NBA 2K 22, FIFA 22, all $26. Back for Blood, $25.
Wow.
Resident Evil Village, $20. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, $20. So again, PGA 2K21 for you golfers out there, $14. Other upcoming Switch deals that are not live yet. The Switch Deluxe with Mario Kart is $2.99. That seems to come out every year.
$2.99. Go, go, go.
$2.99. The Ring Fit Adventure, which Larry bought and never used, is down to $55.
How do you know I never used it?
Because I know. How
dare you?
The Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. You know, the one that comes with the actual Mario Kart. The $60.
I would get it, but it would just be a straight track.
I know, but marked down from 100. Starting November 21st, it's currently the Mario set and the Luigi set, $60 each.
Cool.
Down from 100. Other Switch deals on Amazon, Walmart, and GameStop, which are not live yet. Let's see, 40. Mario Maker 2, $40. Link's Awakening, $40. Paper Mario, Origami King, $40. Fire Emblem 3 Houses, $40. Let's see. Yeah, 40 seems to be the hot number to hit for the Switch games.
And that's usually about as low as you're going to get. I'm shocked they're even at 40.
You are literally not going to get lower than basically every major Switch game on here is down to $40. I don't see
that's Amazon, right?
Amazon, Walmart, GameStop, these sales as of today, Sunday, November 21st, these numbers are not live yet, but they will be live at some point, probably on Black Friday. So keep an eye out. $40 Switch games on Black Friday.
Absolutely.
All right. And there are a ton more Black Friday sales things. We could have taken up a whole episode with it, but we took up an episode and a half doing other things.
Yeah.
So check out your Black Friday sales. Definitely a good time to be a shopper. Oh, one other thing GameStop is also doing their buy two, get one free. Right now, buy 2 new games, you get 1 new select game for free.
Which you won't see until Christmas.
I was about to say, I do recommend you go to the physical store to do it, because if it comes out of their Nevada warehouse, you're not getting it. You're not getting it.
Oh my gosh. Hey, real quick, as we get ready to wrap this up, I forgot there is one more anniversary being celebrated this year.
It's not video game of my death after all of that.
Not video game related, but certainly something that molded my livelihood, and I think.
Whoa! No! We don't talk about adult stuff here.
What? Can you tell me what these are?
What?
This is more of a YouTube thing. I'm holding up 5 different colored items.
Those look like
red, pink, yellow, rose, and green. I will take it out of frame. I will flip them around.
I have no idea. They look like really.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, they are the 25th anniversary of the album release of the Spice Girls. Look at that.
Okay,
and
so
each one.
Thankfully, he's doing this at the end of the episode, so I can cut it off.
I got it right. I said it was a cassette.
Yes, they are cassettes.
I thought it was a cassette tape as well.
And each color representing each wonderful singer. Of course, my favorite being Posh Spice. So hers is the red cassette. So.
Oh, and it's still sealed.
Oh yeah, even though some of them are cracked. So I had to write. I wrote them.
My favorite thing about him is gets a retro freak, throws it in the trash 3 days later, but then he spends money on this stuff.
It's the Spice Girls. Thank you.
And
it's like my comment still stands.
In honor of that, I'll play the Spice Girls PS1 game at some point.
Oh yeah, gee, thanks.
Oh boy,
because that's what everybody wants to watch you play.
It's what they want, what they really want.
You
know what I want? What I really want? I really want this episode to end, because we've been on for far too long.
Let's do it. Ant, where can they find us?
You guys can find us on Facebook.com/RetroGamersPodcast. You can find us on Instagram at RetroGamersPod, on Twitter at whatever. I don't even know anymore. I'm so lost at this point.
Retro Gamers Pod.
Yeah, Twitter is Retro Gamers Pod. Instagram is Retro Gamers Podcast. You can watch us on YouTube. You can listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts. You can email us at email@theretrogamers.com, or you can join me in emailing all of the people that I'm going to email this week, because they all suck.
Charles, thank you very much for joining us this week.
Yes, thank you for dragging me out of bed and letting me on the show again for my yearly appearance.
Absolutely.
Yeah, basically
I love how we're dragging him out of bed when I had to do this at 7 a.m.
Well, hey, to be fair, I normally work 3 to 11, so
that very fair. That is.
I have a very long night tonight.
Yeah, you're watching wrestling.
I'm going to the Barclays Center for Survivor Series. Yes.
Yeah, that sounds exciting. All right,
and then I got Raw tomorrow at the Barclays. It's a long travel day.
Talk about throwing money. Talk about throwing money in your trash. And on that note,
how dare you? Twice you got me. Good Lord.
On that note, Larry.
Folks, we will catch you everywhere next week on the Retro Gamers Podcast. No more birthdays.